D2 Word Life here with Riptides. And, well, here's our review for the 2024 Royal Rumble event. Our first freaking...
What's up, people?
Yeah, and our first review show of the year, and our first review show since November Survivor Series. The one that we did back in November? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. They haven't had a fucking pay-per-view.
Yep. I mean, we could review the NXT stuff, but we really don't keep up with the NXT stories, but the main roster we do.
Yeah.
And obviously we want to do classic events too, but that'll be like sometime in the future. We would have done one last month, but freaking a lot of stuff kept coming up to where it just kept getting put off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about that. Let's get on with the Rumble review. So what do you think of that opening promo package for the Royal Rumble event tonight, brother?
Of course they were going to use Hulk Hogan, brother.
You know why I said it that way. Brother.
He has them 24-inch pythons, brother.
Yep, brother. So, anyway.
Well, he lives in Tampa, Florida, so...
So, yeah. Yeah, I already knew that. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised at all to see him. I just felt like making a joke to start this review.
I would have laughed if he was in the Royal Rumble. That would have been fucking amazing.
I would have been like, oh my god. What is it, 1990 all over again? Thank God that wasn't the case. He can't wrestle again. His back's all screwed up and pretty much is being held together with tape and a glue stick at this point.
All you hear is, I'm a real American.
I'd be like, oh God, no. Face palm. I'd be like, oh great, now it's going to be the brother show, brother. But anyway, our opening match for this one was the 30 Women Royal Rumble match. Now, it's like, now, we'll talk about the entrances, but we'll also talk about briefly what happened in this Rumble match as best as we can.
Yep.
So the first entrance was Natalya, and the second entrance was Naomi. Jesus Christ, and you predicted that. I don't know how you do that.
I just have the gift, I guess.
I even messaged you, be like, you predicted that return.
You know, you messaged, what else do you see in your crystal ball?
Or your magical orb is what I call it, but still same thing. and you're like, I don't know, but I don't know how I predict this stuff. But yeah, at number 3, we had Bayley, who, let's just say she had an impressive showing in this one. I thought she was donezo. At number 3.
Well, she actually kind of impressed me, even though she hasn't really done so good so far.
Yeah.
But still, that was a major boost to her.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then number 4 was Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
And number 5 was Jordan Grace from TNA. Who
beat Naomi for the women's title.
Yep. I thought she had an impressive showing. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking to myself, okay, this ain't the first time we've seen this. Does WWE have a working relationship with TNA wrestling now?
Technically, it's TKO that has a relationship with them. So they are reaching out to different promotions.
Exactly.
And Naomi, I thought that Naomi should have went by her real name and her husband's last name, Trinity Fatu.
Yeah. And, yeah, but can we pause for a second? Can you imagine if, say, TNA and WWE had a working relationship like, I don't know, 20 years ago or something?
What? I couldn't hear you. My dogs are barking.
Anyway, could you imagine if WWE and TNA had a working relationship 20 years ago or some shit like that, we probably could have gotten Sting versus Taker back then.
Yeah. Or Taker versus Abyss.
Or something, all those fantasy matches, but, whatever. That was from yesteryear. We're talking about the present day.
Yeah.
Number 6, we had Indy Hartwell. It was great to see her and Candice LeRae team up, only to be eliminated pretty much at the same time, practically.
Yeah.
Or near the same time, whatever.
And then it was
Ivy Nile was 8.
Yes.
Now she's a big powerhouse in her own right. We'll give her that credit. And she had an impressive outing here at this one.
Well, she went toe to toe with Jordan Grace.
Yeah. Yeah. And then next we had Katrina Chance from Raw. Katrina Chance here. She was number 9. And then we had Bianca Belair, the winner of the 2021 Rumble.
And you mean Katana Chance?
Yeah. She was number 9 in this Rumble.
Yeah.
Bianca Belair was number 10. She won the Rumble about 3 years ago. Your favorite character from Fortnite.
Yeah.
Then
just because I like the outfit.
You're like, just because I like the outfit doesn't mean she's my favorite character. Right? Then you
need to do more collabs with WWE, though.
Yeah. Then Kairi Sane came out at number 11.
Yeah, we had the Kabuki Warriors.
Yep. So we had both Kabuki Warriors in there along with Bayley at the same time for a brief period.
Yes.
Both Asuka and Kairi Sane both got eliminated. And did you hear what Bayley says? Like, what about the plan? No, the plan is you're by yourself now.
The plan is you're shit.
Plan is you're screwed. You got to do it by yourself. That's what the plan was. Right?
How much you want to bet if she would have lost, she would have thrown a fit like Bret Hart did back in the day?
Oh, Jesus. Don't even remind me of that meme. I put that in my last Fortnite video, okay? And then next up, we had Tegan Knox at number 12, number 13, Kaden Carter, number 14, Chelsea Green. Oh, my God. I feel sorry for her.
I feel sorry for her, even though she is married to Matt Cardona, which is Zack Ryder, for people that don't know it. Matt Cardona is his real name.
Yeah, I only watch WWE for those people. And then next,
she got fucking pancaked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then next we had number 15. Halfway through, we had Piper Niven from Raw. Jeez. Yeah, Chelsea Green, she ended up, they had to use Mrs. Butterworth's spatula just to get her out of the ring. She was pancaked all over the place by Niven and Jax.
Yes.
It's like, how many times? How many times was she pancaked in the corner and in the ring?
Well, 3 or 4 times in the corner by her tag team partner.
And then both of them splashed on her standing up in the ring at the same time.
And then 2 or 3 times that she got fucking flattened on the mat.
If I was freaking Chelsea Green, shit, I bet she would have rather been eliminated within 5 seconds like she did last year to avoid all that BS.
I think she would have rather been not pancaked.
Or something like that.
Yes.
Number 6, Xia Li. It's all right. We're just filling out numbers. Number 17 was Selena Vega. What do you think of that?
She came out as a Gundam.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you think of the outfit she was wearing on the way to the ring?
She became a Gundam wing.
Sorry if it sounds like we're going through this relatively quickly. We kind of are, because there's obviously 30 people in a Rumble match. Number 18, Maxine Dupree from the Maximum Male Model stable. Yeah. Number 19.
Yeah, but I liked how she went out and she's like,
Yep. Number 19 was the aforementioned Nia Jax. That's where the whole
Yes.
Chelsea Green getting squished happened.
Yep.
Yep, and then number 20 was Shotzi.
Yeah.
She was alright. And then we had number 21, Becky Lynch, who was one of my picks to win this thing. To be honest.
Yeah. See, well, one of my top picks was actually Jade Cargill.
Oh, we'll get to her in a second. And number 22, Alba Fire. I actually like her dark gimmick.
Well, I liked this gimmick better than her other gimmick that she had, because this is actually shows her dark side that she had when she was in the UK
or the UK, yeah. And then number 23, we had Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Shayna Baszler's star power and dominance kind of fell off the map years ago. I'm not saying she's not good. I'm just saying that's what I observed over the years. They need to book her better. That's what I'm saying.
Well, she's trying to reinvent herself, so.
Yep. And then number 24, we had R-Truth. I mean, Valhalla.
Valhalla.
What were you thinking when Valhalla made her entrance, or should we say Sarah Logan, because we all know that's really who Valhalla is. And then all of a sudden, R-Truth's music hit. What did you think about that?
Oh my, not again. What the fuck, Truth?
And then
why are they booking you like this? Why are they making you feel fucking idiots?
And I think it's funny how Truth went there and goes, where are all the men at? This is the women's rumble.
Right? Then he gets eliminated.
And then he got eliminated. So was he the first male competitor eliminated in a female rumble?
Yes.
And then Valhalla got in the ring and got eliminated right away after that. And I'm like, what the? 5 seconds apparently is Valhalla's record, tying Miss Pancake from last year. That's what's going to be known as now for the rest of this group, Miss Pancake. Number 25 was Mia Yim or Meech, and I just call her Mia Yim anyway. I don't care about her actual ring name or nickname or whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
Number 26, the rising star Zoe Stark. I think she was impressive in the ring in that Rumble. Right?
She was okay.
Yep. Number 27 from NXT, Roxanne Perez.
She actually had a good showing.
Yeah, which is all right. Number 28, Jade Cargill, who recently signed with WWE last year after her AEW freaking contract came to an end.
Now, she was fucking impressive as hell.
Strong as shit. She gave, she's strong as an ox. She eliminated Nia Jax by herself.
Well, in my opinion, I think she's one of the hottest female superstars that's around right now.
I look at her, I'm like, I know I'm kind of familiar with her work in AEW, and I looked at her in this Rumble match, I'm like, yeah, she's going to be a future main event player here. In the women's division.
She fucking took out the irresistible force.
By herself.
By her goddamn self. Oh my...
Not only that, I think she slammed her too by herself when would look like no effort.
Yes, she slammed her ass right now. That's what I said. Well, you just done fucked.
I'm just like, oh my god, this is a powerhouse of the women's division. Probably going to be the next big star here at some point. Right?
Well, I could see her facing off against Becky Lynch too. So,
that would be a great match, right?
Or at least tagging up with her for a while.
Yep. Then number 29, Tiffany Stratton from NXT. I heard she's doing all right.
I don't really care for her.
I heard she was doing all right in NXT, but I'm not really a big fan. Of course, then again, I don't watch NXT at all.
I do, but I just don't. She's a stuck-up bitch.
Well, she plays that character well then.
Yes.
And then last
That's not my official opinion, people. Is I've only seen a few, but from the way that she acts,
yeah.
is a stuck-up bitch. So.
And last but not least, number 30, the returning Liv Morgan. Ooh.
Honestly, I thought that she was going to win. Well, either her or Jade Cargill.
Yep. I mean, Jade Cargill was alright, but she got eliminated by Morgan right at the very end, or near the end. But what do you think about the creative finish? Cargill is eliminated, then Liv Morgan gets eliminated by all people. Bayley won the Rumble.
Honestly, like I said, my two picks for that was either Liv Morgan or Cargill.
Yeah. So none of your predictions came right. My two predictions was either Bayley or Becky Lynch, only because of where the story and rumors are supposed to be going.
Yeah.
For both women, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, when Becky Lynch got eliminated by Naomi inadvertently, but still, I was like, well, shit, there goes one of my picks. The other one was still in there and it didn't look good. And somehow Bayley still picked up the win. The only reason I predicted Bayley would is because she's starting to have a falling out with the Damage Control stable. And we all know who the Women's World Champion is. So it makes sense. Probably add another tweak in that stable going forward.
Well, she can't really talk to EO or fucking Asuka or Kairi because they only speak fucking Japanese.
Yep. So I wouldn't be surprised if come WrestleMania here in about a couple months, the women's world title match will probably end up being Bayley versus Io Sky for the belt.
Well, I can kind of see Damage Control turning on Bayley because Dakota Kai, it looks like she's already starting to turn on her.
Yeah. I mean, we seen how the way the Kabuki Warriors acted during the Rumble match when they were eliminated, pretty much telling Bayley to go F off in their own way. So the story is there, and this has been going on ever since Kairi Sane's return or after Survivor Series, whenever that was.
If my prediction is true, I'm going to flip the fuck out.
Yeah. You already predicted like 2 returns tonight. Is that what else you see in your orb? Is Bayley getting turned on SmackDown?
Most likely.
Sheesh. And then, that was a Women's Rumble match this year. I thought the Women's Royal Rumble match was good. A lot of great storytelling in that one.
I've been right so far.
And either way, I still think Becky Lynch is still going to find herself in a championship match at WrestleMania, I think, with the way the story's going. Because either way, if the rumors are to be believed, they're probably going to try to do a Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley title match at WrestleMania. So either way, it's not really that big of a loss, right?
Yeah.
So the next match we have on the card here was probably my personal favorite, only for the memes. And that was Reigns defending the undisputed Universal Championship, a title he never loses, against...
Because he's a freaking pussy!
He was defending against AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton here in this fatal 4-way match, which... Okay, before we talk about the obvious fucking ending that we predicted less than a week ago at time of recording, let's talk about how great the match was beforehand. So what did you think about it before the ending happened?
I like the fact all 3 of them jumped fucking
Reigns from the start.
Reigns from the start. It was freaking hilarious.
Okay, I gotta admit, that kind of made me laugh too. That was like all 3 of them pretty much telling him, screw you, we're tired of your title reign, we're gonna beat the hell out of you now.
We're tired of your shit.
Or something. Yeah, and then there was points in the match where it looked like AJ could win, LA Knight could win, and Orton could win. geez, let's talk about Orton RKOing pretty much all of them at near the end of the match.
No, let's talk about Randy Orton freaking jumping Roman Reigns when he's gonna do the freaking Superman punch, and he just hits him out of the freaking air with the RKO.
And for a brief second, I was just thinking to myself, the good old the good old Jerry Lawler freaking saying, "That's it, he's dead." That's what I thought at that time when I seen that.
Oh my! Well, it's over.
Oh yeah, and what do you think during the part where all of them were down, except for AJ Styles? AJ Styles hit his phenomenal forearm on Reigns, and he tried to go for a pin on all of them stacked.
Yeah.
And they all kicked out at the same time, but I thought that was unique.
Well, Paul Heyman's prediction was wrong. He said that Roman Reigns was going to stack them all, which was wrong. It was AJ that
who
did.
Stacked them all. Even for 2 seconds, it still counts.
Yes.
But then in the end...
And of course, let's talk about the freaking...
The ending.
Interference that always happens in his match. Yeah. It was
Orton.
The Koa.
It's like Orton had hit an RKO on Reigns. Reigns was down. Referee went 1. Referee went 2. Next thing you know, referee pulled out of the ring by Solo Sikoa. And is it bad that at the time I yelled out, "I knew it!" God. Right.
Like I said, and people in WWE that if you watch these shits for the reviews, I am saying this right now. Quit doing interference for his goddamn matches. Let him face them one-on-one.
It's too predictable.
Sick and tired of his shit.
These Reigns title defenses are too predictable. I mean, it's pretty bad. We can predict what happens before it even happens.
His bullshit Reigns?
It's like Roman. Here's a typical Roman Reigns title defense. One-on-one at least. Roman beats the hell out of his opponent. Roman stalls for like 10 minutes. Opponent makes a comeback. Opponent looks like he's going to beat Reigns. All of a sudden, Reigns interferes. Interference happens. Reigns wins. The end. It's been predictable like that for the last couple years. And it's gotten to the point.
Yes, Hogan had the NWO. He had Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
And he had numerous interference in his matches as a heel during that period.
And he had the other members come in, but he legitimately defended
the belt,
the title.
I mean, hell, Roman Reigns, he has the same thing, but the difference between Hollywood Hogan's reign from the NWO and Roman Reigns' reign,
he defended it every week.
Hogan defended it almost every pay-per-view when he was booked, and he didn't have one long continuous reign. He lost it on a couple of occasions, unlike Reigns here, who has a stranglehold on the belt.
Yes, but Roman only wrestles every few months.
Like I said, it's pretty bad that Roman Reigns appears more as memes in our Cards Against Humanity videos than he does actual title defenses.
Yes, because that's what he is. He's just a giant freaking meme.
A meme that always annoys you. I'll do it anyway, and I'll still do it.
Yes, and I will continue to say what I say.
And of course, Roman Reigns won that match with a spear on Orton. 1, 2, or a spear on AJ, I think. 1, 2, 3, it was over.
He hit
either pinned AJ
LA Knight with the Superman punch and then hit AJ with the spear.
Yep.
And pinned AJ.
And then right afterwards, and here's a little tidbit. Right afterwards, what did I say to you on the voice message? Acknowledge me.
And I say he can go fuck himself.
That was funny. You knew that was probably coming as soon as the Reigns got the win.
Yes.
You're like, son of a bitch. Ding. Oh, crap. I knew it. But either way, I think that match was entertaining. It served the purpose of what it did in the set.
His matches are boring.
But it did what it needed to do. And I'm alluding to the main event here, but we'll get to that when we get to that here in a little bit. Of course, we got to talk about the match. Before we talk about the men's Rumble match, we got to talk about the third match that happened following the Reigns' successful title defense, even though it was under controversial scrutiny like it always is. And that was Logan Paul, social media's most hated person.
Another pussy.
Defending that U.S. title against Kevin Owens in this one-on-one.
The prize fighter.
Yep. Honestly, I think Kevin Owens should have won that match. He was pretty much beating up Logan Paul for the majority of it, and they told the story they needed to tell. With Paul trying to work on Owens' injured hand, apparently. Kevin Owens fighting back.
He would have won if he didn't get caught with the freaking brass knucks. But also, I like the fact that when he even called, he's like, even though whatever you throw at me, your punch is not going to knock me out for 3 seconds.
He still kicked out.
Not even 3 seconds, and he fucking kicked out.
Yeah, and Logan Paul freaking actually did hit Owens with a knockout shot, and Kevin Owens still kicked out at 2.
And got back up.
I think that's the first time ever we've seen someone kick out of Logan Paul's punch to the face.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, one of Logan Paul's handlers or friends tried to interfere, and then we had Grayson Waller and Austin Theory come out, and then somehow when the referee was distracted, they handed Logan Paul the brass knucks, which didn't work.
Yep.
Kevin Owens instead used it to knock out Logan Paul, went for the pin, but then he was caught with the proverbial smoking gun still in his hand.
Yep.
And that's when the referee was like, nope, I'm disqualifying you. Logan Paul wins. A decision that...
But I just like the fact that at the end of the match, fucking Kevin Owens still beat the shit out of Logan Paul and then put him through the table like he should have.
Yeah, I was about to say that decision was unpopular with the fans and a bullshit way to end, but yeah, the fans left home happy with that match with the way Kevin Owens beat the shit out of Logan Paul after the match.
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
And then power bombed him to the table, signifying that rivalry probably isn't over.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if those two fought each other again in a rematch for the U.S. title, making it no disqualification at WrestleMania or something.
Yeah.
If that's the story they're going for between the two.
Most likely.
But yeah, now that little match is over, let's get to our main event, which was the men's Royal Rumble match. Now, this one had some actual big star packed names in it. So just like with the men's Rumble, or just like with the women's Rumble, we'll go through them individually and talk about shit. So, what did you think? What do you think about when Jey Uso came out as number 1 and Jimmy Uso came out as number 2 to start off the match?
Like, finally, they can beat the shit out of each other.
I looked at them like it's yeet versus no yeet. This is ironic. Right? First time those two had interaction with each other since SummerSlam when Jimmy Uso cost Jey the title.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you. Why I didn't think he was going to do this bullshit. I remember that. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, those two beat the hell out of each other. And it was a good showing, impressive showing. It's the first time we've seen those two fight each other legitimately, but honestly, I think those two are going to fight each other at WrestleMania.
Honestly, from what they're doing in the story that's going to be told, it's going to be their dad that's going to be refereeing that match.
But then we had number 3, Grayson Waller, who we mentioned earlier during the Logan Paul match. Yeah, I think Grayson Waller was the first one eliminated in this one. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, I like that. He tried to, it's like, we're going to do the Grayson Waller effect. And then got his ass, then proceeded to get his ass kicked.
I think it's pretty funny when Grayson Waller and Jimmy Uso Grayson Waller was going to attack Jey Uso. He looks over at Jimmy and goes, yeah, I acknowledge it. We're great. No yeet. I'm like, what the? I'm like, oh, Jesus, right?
Of course. And Jimmy was trying to get more people on his side. He's like, oh, no yeet, no yeet.
Yep. Number 4, and I cannot believe you predicted this either. What else do you see in your magical orbit was the returning Andrade?
Andrade El Idolo.
And he even says, like, I predicted it again. I don't know how I'm doing this.
Because all I heard was rumors that he was going to be coming back or going to TNA.
Yep.
And then he decides to go to WWE.
Yeah. And then number 5, Carmelo Hayes from NXT. Had an alright showing, I thought. Nothing too special, right?
Yeah.
And then we had Shinsuke Nakamura coming out at number 6. What a fall he had.
Yeah.
And he got 0 eliminations in this Rumble, and yeah, he didn't last that long. 2018 Shinsuke Nakamura was better.
Yeah.
But we know we can't blame him. We got to blame the booking over the years. Now he's like, yeah, every major feud he has, he loses. Right? Regardless whether he's face or heel.
He's also reinventing himself as the Ronin, so.
Yep. But we'll see where this goes from the future. Maybe he can use his character to build himself back up. At least maybe to the mid-card belts. I don't know. Right?
Well, he could get himself to the titles.
I mean, his match with Seth Rollins last year, which we did in a previous podcast review, that was actually pretty good. But what have they done with him since? Not really much of anything except for promos and stuff. Right?
Well, facing Rhodes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he got that under his belt, too. But number 7, your favorite boy, Santos Escobar.
No. No. Hell no.
Yeah, when Santos came out there, he tried to form an alliance with Andrade, and that didn't happen. Yeah, and then number 8, Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Of course, Karrion Kross.
It's like, yeah, and then he had his boys with him he had his boys with him as well. A little bit later on, we'll get to it. We'll get to that when we talk about that. Oh, yeah, and then we had number 9, your other boy, Dominic.
Hell the fuck no.
You go up to Dom and be like, I'll be your little prison bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Boy, don't make me come over and kick your ass. I'll show you what a prison bitch is.
But anyway, I like the fact how freaking during Dominic's freaking, when he was in there, they point out the fact that, oh, check out Dominic's wrestling attire. Those boots he had were cowboy boots that he dyed purple.
In his toilet.
I'm in his toilet. I'm like, what the hell? So those are shit boots.
Well, yeah.
The number 10, Carlito.
I loved from fucking Carlito's music. And then he fucking spit the apple.
That apple.
Oh my god, I got nostalgia for that.
Yeah, when he spat that apple in Escobar's face when Escobar was on the apron. And got eliminated that way, yeah. That was alright. Then number 11, Bobby Lashley. I understand Bobby Lashley's in this feud with Karrion Kross and the rest of AOP, but
dude, he was dominant for the fucking time that he was in there.
Yep. But I have a feeling his group and Karrion Kross's group is gonna face off each other in one way or another. That's the story I think they're going to be going with them.
The Final Testament.
Yep. Number 12, Ludwig Kaiser. And yeah, wasn't it kind of awkward for him making his entrance and have to I'm going to get out of the way of everyone brawling around me. Right? Going down to the ring.
He still got his ass kicked.
It was ironic. Ludwig Kaiser got eliminated right when Gunther was going out to the ring. That's the irony there, right?
Yeah, he got eliminated by Kofi Kingston.
Yep. But that was still impressive. Then Austin Theory was number 13. Enough said about that because we really don't care much for him.
Screw Austin.
Like, what's Like, what has Austin
Well,
Theory really
Austin Theory,
done?
not Stone Cold.
Like, what has Austin Theory really done since he lost the U.S. title?
Make Grayson Waller's bit.
Besides being Grayson Waller's little lackey. Not much of note.
I mean, being his little bitch.
Of course, he is tied with that feud with Kevin Owens, but that was irrelevant in this Rumble. They already did that segment when Owens was facing Paul earlier. And yes, he was eliminated by Rhodes. Number 14, Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. Dominic's little buddy, or Dominic's friend, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, and I gotta say this, he had an alright showing in this Rumble. Nothing too special, but he's still proving he's up there with the upper mid card to pretty much almost the bottom of the main event status there.
Yeah, but he could have still done better without the Judgment Day, though.
Yeah, maybe when he decided to join the Judgment Day, maybe he did that to try to reinvent his character or to the more dark evil side when he turned heel.
Well, he's basically bringing his other side, which was Prince Devlin, from when he was in Japan.
Yep. But, it's all good. I don't have an issue with the character at all, so there you go. Number 15.
But I still think that he could have done so much better. He could have made the Bullet Club again with AJ, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson.
Yeah. Number 15, we had Cody Rhodes. We had Cody Rhodes number 15, so we're about halfway through this Rumble. And we'll dive more about him later. He was probably he was one of the picks, one of my personal picks to win this Rumble. I think he was one of the picks for everyone to win the Rumble, or at least one of the two. We'll talk about the other one later, right?
Yeah.
Then Bronson Reed came out at number 16.
Yep.
Yeah, Bronson Reed came out at number 16. Had an alright show. He was dominant. He was slapping man-mate. Was this before? And this was after Michael Cole made his fucking talk about meat sticks.
This is still WWE knows
what they're doing.
Because Michael Cole did the same thing. He's like, oh, taste the bold and spicy meat sticks of Slim Jims. And then Pat McAfee, him, and Corey Graves are like, oh, we're watching Ivar and Bronson Reed, two strong, beefy men slapping meat, man beef. Or man meat.
What the fuck? I'm like, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Number 17 was Kofi Kingston. There was no Kofi freaking last minute save. I think that era of Kofi Kingston's done. To be honest. Probably. Especially after his fail from a couple years ago, which everyone still documents. But he did manage to eliminate Kaiser right in front of Gunther when he made his entrance next. At number 18. Only for Gunther to beat the hell out of Kingston and chop his chest 6 inches deeper on that elimination. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, number 19, we had Ivar, big men slapping man meat. Ain't that what Simon Miller from What Culture also says? As we know.
Yeah, like I said earlier, fucking, they know what they're doing because they, Pat McAfee, Corey Graves, and Michael Cole, they all say, oh, we're watching the Big E treatment, big beefy men slap men meat.
Yep, and then number 20 from NXT was Braun Breaker. He had a great showing, too, until he was eliminated by Dominic, of all people. Right? Yeah, and then Omos was number 21. He and Braun Breaker were having a stare down at each other in the middle of that ring after, I believe, Omos eliminated Bronson Reed. Omos made Bronson Reed look like a normal-sized person in comparison.
He made Bronson Reed look like a normal size.
Yeah, am I right?
And then
Pat McAfee came out as number 22.
McAfee came out as number 22. And he's like, Nope.
He's
Climbs
like,
over the
nope.
rope. Then goes to attack. They're still looking at him. He goes to attack. He's like, nope.
Nope, I'm
I'll
good.
eliminate myself.
And I'm like, mind you, Pat McAfee was doing commentary this whole show, too.
He lasted 8 seconds.
Yeah, he went in there. He's like, yeah, nah, I'm good. And he was like, I changed my mind. I'm going, no, screw this. I'm out.
No, I love how he's like, that's not a normal human. He's 7'3".
That's not a normal human. Exactly. There's nothing normal about Omos at all. He's huge.
He's 7'3", 415 pounds. I'm
like, that's a big, huge dude. Right? That's a giant.
That's 2 inches smaller, taller than the Great Khali.
Yeah, that's
and
big.
He was a giant.
It's like, that's huge. It's like, that dude's huge. Imagine if you ever met Omos in real life, you'd be looking up to him because you'd have no choice to.
Yes.
You're like, you're really tall and you scare me. Please don't rip my arms off. That's pretty much what your reaction to him would be. Right?
Yes.
And then number 23, we had JD make out of the Judgment Day.
JD make out of the Judgment Day. I thought you were going to say JD McDumbass.
I gotta think of new creative names for him every time he competes on pay-per-view.
JD Mc... Oh, I got eliminated by R-Truth.
I could have called him JD McDonald's. Consider that's what you had the other night. But I'm like, nah, yeah. JD make out of the Judgment Day. Yep, and then 24, officially we had R-Truth. Or should we say Judgment Day's R-Truth?
Well, he thinks he's in the Judgment Day.
Just think it's funny. R-Truth comes out, batters JD. It's like, looks at JD McDoofus on the outside of the ring.
McDonut.
JD McDonut, whatever you want to call him. JD McDoofus on the outside of the ring, and throws him back in only for JD to get eliminated by Jey Uso immediately. And of course, R-Truth gets eliminated by Damian Priest of all people. I guess that friendship is not happening. Right? It's every man for himself. Yeah. Number 25, The Miz. He had an impressive showing, especially when he tried to go after Gunther in that match. Only be eliminated by him.
It was funny because they did the Miz and R-Truth did their iconic thing that they did for
the Awesome Truth, yeah.
The Awesome Truth.
That game, yeah.
And then Truth saved Dominic
from elimination, and Miz was like, what are you doing? Right?
Well, R-Truth went to, when he was going in, he freaking went to get tagged. It wasn't even
yeah, we need him. It's like, he talks to Dominic, tag me in. What the? It's like, I don't even know. It's like, I'm like, okay, R-Truth doesn't even know what kind of match he's in.
Honestly, I think WWE shouldn't freaking keep making him like a dumbass. They should at least make it, let him do what he wants to do.
I mean, yeah, he's a talented wrestler, but I understand, he does this for comedy because you got to have a comedy character, and R-Truth does it to a great.
Yeah.
Yep, and so I have no problem with it. And wait, does that mean R-Truth is the first male to compete in both a female and male Rumble match in one night?
Yes.
Getting eliminated in both of them, obviously.
Yes.
Then number 26 was Damian Priest. He didn't have time for R-Truth shenanigans, eliminated him right away. Right?
Yep.
He was like, I don't have time for this BS. I'm here to freaking destroy people and try to win, right?
Yep.
Number 27, CM Punk. My second pick to win this one overall, and so is yours. You told me.
Yep.
And then we had Ricochet coming out at 28. I don't know. It was like Ricochet getting eliminated, though, by freaking Drew McIntyre. That was nasty looking. Right?
Yeah, no, freaking, he just got fucking, he got freaking flipped.
Yep. Yeah, the
Mac was like, screw this shit.
Yeah, the number 29. Number 29 was the aforementioned Drew McIntyre just now. He was on a quest to try to win his second Rumble. And then number 30. And then number 30, Sami Zayn. So those were the men. So what do you think about everyone coming out in this Rumble overall before I discuss how it ended?
That had some funny.
And stories were told. Right?
Yeah.
Or regressed, I should say. But look, the final two came down to the two men we picked to win anyway, and that was Rhodes and Punk. And they had somewhat of a little mini match at the end. It was hard to tell who had the momentum. Right? And I was like, oh my God, this is great. Right?
I think Punk could have won.
Shit, I wouldn't mind seeing Rhodes and Punk fight each other in a legit one-on-one encounter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they showed they had some great chemistry with each other during that little mini match at the end of the Rumble that they had.
Well, it's been 10 years since we've seen CM Punk
in a Rumble match.
A WWE ring.
Yep, in a Rumble match, too, to boot. Right.
Well, 10 years ago in 2014 that was the last time we ever saw him was in the Royal Rumble.
Yep. And can we bring up how during that little mini match between Punk and Rhodes, Punk actually hit a pedigree onto Rhodes?
Yep.
That's a little dig, and if you know, you know, and we all know why. Date back to 10 years ago. Right?
Yep.
And then CM Punk got a little bit cocky, and I think this was the start of his downfall. When he was like, I did not come back in 10 years just to lose to Dusty's kid. And then Cody Rhodes made a comeback and eliminated Punk right afterwards.
Right? Yep, and I already knew who he was going to challenge to continue his story.
So, and can we talk about this second? Cody Rhodes actually made history with this win, becoming the first person since Steve Austin to win the Royal Rumble back-to-back
Rumbles.
Yep. 2 Royal Rumbles back to back. He won last year's Rumble and now he won this year's Rumble.
Yep.
Right? And before he even said anything, they're like, who's he going to challenge? He just points to Roman Reigns. So it looks
you saw how scared Roman was too, and Paul Heyman when he was freaking pointing at him.
So it's pretty obvious that at WrestleMania 40, probably night 2, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be night 2. We're going to end up having Cody Rhodes.
Normally they do the championships at night 2, so
we're probably going to end up with Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 2 at WrestleMania 40 instead, right?
Well, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, I think it's going to be fucking 3?
No, this is the second encounter they had. They had the encounter last year. Maybe you can say 3 because they fought each other like about a decade ago when they were younger. But
no, the thing is that they faced each other last year in Hell in a Cell, and
they faced each other at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes fought Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell when he had that torn pec. I remember Reigns and Rhodes fought each other in an episode of SmackDown about in 2014 or 15.
Yeah.
So I guess technically this could be considered Reigns versus Rhodes 3, but 2 on a major scale. But either way, it doesn't matter. Either way, it doesn't matter. This match is going to be a huge one, and can you imagine? Can't wait to see that and review it. All right.
And let me give you my prediction how it's going to go. Cody Rhodes takes advantage. Roman Reigns going to be defeated. Oh, no. Here comes the goal.
God
Roman Reigns wins.
Oh, so you're pretty much just repeated how WrestleMania ended last year. Right?
Yes.
Maybe this time Cody Rhodes would be smart and not be freaking attacked by the interference and actually attack the person interfering while keeping focus on Reigns. But we shall see what happens. And honestly, because of Punk's performance and the fact he's a main event player, I think he's going to go to WrestleMania Night 1 for a championship match anyway against Rollins.
I think he's going to face Rollins because they have a feud going.
Let's face it, even if Punk did win this Rumble, which he could have, and everyone would still be happy anyway, he probably would have went on to challenge Rollins anyway.
Yeah, because Rollins fucking called his ass out saying, "Oh, you left the WWE and you kept trying to destroy the WWE." Bullshit.
So yeah, either way, we know it's going to be Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the belt at Mania, for the WWE belt at Mania, and also at Mania, I think it's going to be Punk versus Rollins for the world title.
Unless Roman loses his title at Elimination Chamber.
Shit, Roman's ain't going to compete at the Elimination Chamber. He probably won't be on SmackDown for the next month or so before. He probably won't show up until WrestleMania season.
Well, not with the new general manager, Nick Aldis.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, hell, there's still no sign of Brock Lesnar. He's been MIA since SummerSlam. So there you go.
Yeah.
So overall, what did you think about this year's Royal Rumble as a complete package? Like, what letter grade would you give it? A through F?
Yes.
Oh, as an S tier. Okay, so pretty much A, right?
Yes.
For me, it would probably be an A as well. All the negative things I had were just nitpicky, like the whole Kevin Owens getting disqualified thing was kind of BS. But that was about it.
Well, I also found it funny at the beginning when fucking Pat McAfee's entrance hit and fucking Corey Graves was like, "Not again, 2 years in a row."
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny as hell.
And they wanted Omos or Gunther to chop him.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. Oh, yeah, and it was comical seeing Pat McAfee just go in, out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it was funny to see freaking, what's her name again? It was funny to see Chelsea Green get pancaked. Miss Pancake. All right. That was pretty funny. So overall, if you haven't seen this show, I would recommend it, the Royal Rumble. I know in past years it was a disappointing one to a mediocre to somewhat okay, but this one I would say it's on a great scale. It's like one of the better Rumbles compared to ones in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We actually got to see CM Punk wrestle.
Yep. So yeah, that's the end of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that you join us for the next review podcast when we review next month's Elimination Chamber. Brother!
Brother!